Shalom, shalom. Good evening again. So we're going to have another daily alignment in this thing, right? We have to always be meditating on the word that we may stay aligned in this thing. Because remember, the world will do its thing to keep us away from the word, right? Remember, the Lord said that we must not go to the left nor to the right? That's why we have to do these daily meditations, do repetitions, right? By staying aligned in this thing, that we may not go to the left nor to the right? Now, how do we stay aligned, right? Let's go to Proverbs, chapter 4 and 27. Turn not to the right hand nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil, right? Remember, evil is sin, right? Sin is transgression of the law. 1 John 3:4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression. 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law, right? So we must stay away from evil or from committing sin. Now, what are the ways that we can do in order to stay away from evil? Let's go to Sirach chapter 33 and 27. Send him to labor, that he be not idle. What is idleness, right? For idleness teaches much evil, right? Remember, when you come to serve the Lord, you must be prepared for temptation, right? That's why you have to always maintain that busyness, that you may not maintain that idleness, right? Because for idleness teaches much evil, right? Therefore, in order to stay aligned, or in order to stay away from going to the left nor to the right, you must maintain that busyness, right? By being in labor or being busy with what you are trying to do, right? Set him to work as is fit for him. If he be not obedient, put on more heavy fetters. But be not excessive toward any, and without discretion do nothing. Because through labor and through busyness, you will not be easily distracted by the world. Remember, right now the world is at war with one another. U.S. versus Iran. Esau's going to do its thing. It's already inevitable. So the war is just really a distraction from our walk or from our building in this thing, right? Because remember, you have to have that temperate spirit or that self-control spirit, right? In order to stay aligned. Because when you are shaken, you are easily distracted, and it's easy to tempt you when you are under the realms of distraction, right? Because to be distracted is to be easily destroyed or distraction, right? Remember, the Lord will come like a thief, right, in the night. So it's very swift and it's very unexpected, right? Therefore, we must always be diligent in our walk. Remember to not go to the left nor to the right. And how we can do that is by maintaining, by being busy in this thing. Whatever it is that you might do. You might need a job that you want. Pray to the Most High for the job that you want, that you may be distracted only with labor, right? With the work that you love. There's nothing wrong with doing the job that you love, because that's how you maintain that. That is how you maintain that busyness, right? Because once you are busy, you are far away from committing sin or from the temptations of sin, right? You can also start working out, or just by start jogging or by walking, right? And one of the things that I'd like to share is to walk in the Spirit, right? So whatever it is that you are trying to get busy, whether that may be work or a habit that you're trying to build, remember to walk in the Spirit. This is Galatians chapter 5 and verse 16. Is I say then, walk in the Spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh, right? Remember that flesh is sometimes heavy, so when you are trying to rush things, you might step on a stumbling block and you might fall and commit sin. But Galatians says what? Walk in the spirit, right? Apply temperance or apply self-control, right? That um, you may not have that corruptible spirit, right? Or that corruptible crown. Therefore, Galatians 5:16 says, walk in the spirit, right? Just remember the flesh is always trying to tempt the spirit, is always at war with one another, right? That's the only war that you would be worried about, the war between the flesh and the spirit, not the war between Esau and Iran, right? Therefore, keep focusing on that war within yourself. Try always stay away from evil and try to meditate on the word daily, right? That you may stay aligned in this thing and not distracted by the world, because too much distractions gives you a lot of opening for temptations, right? And that's what you just need to focus on. Therefore, stay aligned, stay busy, build good habits that you may not get distracted by the world, right? Because the only war that you are going to be worried about is the war between your flesh and the spirit, right? At the end of the day, all praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai. Thank you and have a nice day.